back, part 2 with Farpoint Toys, Penelope and Justin. How's it going? Even though we just finished up part 1,
still going well.
Good, yeah.
Still going well. So we were just talking about just all the comic books. Like you guys just had to send like 40,000 to the, or you guys just bought 40,000 and sent it to the auction house, right?
We literally went to the people's storage
with a U-Haul,
picked it up,
loaded it in,
drove it
to the
2 hours to the auction house, let them do the work and sort it.
Yes.
You know, we rough sorted it. We have a master list of what's there, so we know what's there. But really, we're just going to wait to see what it does in auction. You know, here's a case of Death of Superman.
Here's
who wants
case.
120 of the copies?
Yeah. That would be cool though. Just use it, like to rip a couple up, put them on like the shelving, like make them like a cool like wallpaper kind of thing, or coasters.
We had a joke in the when the pandemic first happened. You remember everybody was like rushing and buying toilet paper.
Yeah,
and you couldn't find toilet paper on shelves. So we made a joke on our bulletin board in the front of the store and said, if you're out of toilet paper, don't worry, we have 90s comics. But a year later, 90s comics are worth money again.
Yeah.
Value has jumped on a lot of those, like what we would call dead books. No, that's expensive toilet paper now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like Nightfall is starting to become like a big thing now. I'm like, half of those, everything, but like maybe 2 of the issues were like dollar bid stuff that I found 2 signed copies of one of the issues in a dollar bin one time. It was like 50 cents.
Yep. even independent stuff, even like some of the independent image stuff is, that was all like giveaway. We do a food drive, a good read for a good deed, and if you come and bring a can of food, you get a free comic. And we used to have thousands of like Spawn and the Max and Savage Dragon. But now that stuff is like worth more money than a can of food. It's kind of, we're struggling to find comics that are,
It's like, when did Wildcats become so
right?
Yes, exactly.
so expensive? Or Youngblood. It's like, what?
Yes, Youngblood.
Right.
Nova.
Yeah, there's like, dude, Prophet #2 or something is worth I don't even.
What was it now? The Shadowhawk or something?
Is it Shadowhawk or first appearance?
Was he the one? Yeah.
Child. Crazy.
Oh,
yeah, or first Prophet is in Shadowhawk. I forget the gist.
I think so, something like that. Then like new, there's another issue that's starting to climb because of like a second appearance of like Shadowhawk or something in like Marvel.
Who'd ever thought? Like that can't last.
Care.
Listen,
yeah,
181 is the first Wolverine is always going to be something because Wolverine is Wolverine.
Yeah.
But I think all these other like speculative keys. This has got to cool off at some point. You know what I mean? There's got to be a point where it's just like,
there's a point where it's going to plateau again.
Yeah, especially when it's like, oh, this issue hasn't even come out yet, and it's like, oh, I'll wait a month and I'll get it for $5 somewhere. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, where it's like, oh, I gotta get it because I gotta get 5 copies of it because it's gonna be.
Oh, I need the variant cover.
Like, did we learn nothing from Jim Lee's X-Men? Like, when the heck? Like, that's like first Omega Red. It's like. Why is that like a $20 comic now?
It's money now. There's 3 million of them out there, and
right?
I remember the first time I realized that book was doing anything. We were at a con, and I had like 7. Because you just end up with so much of that Jim Lee stuff when you're buying comic collections.
Yeah.
And someone pulled every issue out and put them down, and I was like, oh, I guess that's worth money now. Like, are people after that comic now?
Well, first they got to do that. They have to do the look around first. And then they take them all.
Yes, make sure no one's nearby. Pull them all out.
So then, have you guys gotten into the trading cards at all? Because that boomed real big during the pandemic.
It did, but I think it came back down. Not really.
It's kind of plateaued.
It's just so. First of all, we are not speculators, so we're not going to go after it, and like. I don't know.
I've got to be honest. We had tons of cards out in the warehouse
sitting.
We tried to sell like at our like yearly yard sale show.
Oh, okay.
I literally put them in a box and said $5 for the entire box. It's still no one bought it. It's still sitting out there. So I'll get to it
must
eventually.
not have that Deadpool card. Like
it might, but
X-Force #1 was it spiked insanely for like a week. Right? Like I don't understand it because now it's back down. It's cooled off again. But like the Deadpool card, it was like doing like ridiculous money, like $100 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know if people would come in being like, hey, do you guys have any trading cards, or like messaging you guys like, hey, I'm looking for this.
Yeah, Pokemon. We get asked about Pokemon a lot.
Because people want to sell their cards because everybody thinks that they've got the Shadowless foil Charizard. Little do they know where we're located. We're so close to boardwalks here in New Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Back in the 90s, every one of those boardwalk stores
sold knockoff
Pokemon cards.
Yes.
And exactly. Sometimes they're very obvious. They say things like Pokemans on the back and that kind of stuff.
Hey, it's the Pokemans.
Yes. Other times,
hey, look at this guy.
Forget about it. I'm a Pokemon.
That's the Italian knockoff.
Whatever. But other times it's a little harder to tell the difference. But I feel terrible. It just happened this weekend. Someone brought in a box of cards, and sure enough, a handful of them were counterfeit. It's so prevalent up here. If you have a collection in this area, you probably have a counterfeit.
Yeah, if you bought them on the boardwalk.
Yeah, like, do you realize, like, you probably spent most of your summers at Wildwood. Like, that boardwalk is known. That in Ocean City, I used to spend my time there. It's like,
rip off City. One of those Jersey's stores, not real. None of them bought legit cards from.
I mean, I can't say none of them, but
it's so much cheaper just to find them on on
whatever was Wish.com back in the 90s.
Yeah, it fell off the truck.
Yeah,
it's like this Iverson jersey says EYEVERSON.
Yes.
So you guys aren't too much into the cards or anything, but what about, like, when you guys go to a show, like, do you guys go and do you guys also shop, or do you mainly there just to get offload stuff? Like,
we're always shopping.
We're always shopping. We said in the last segment, we almost never set up at conventions. We have a yearly toy show here at our store, like out in the parking lot, and that's really the only show that we consistently set up at because it's literally right here.
Because there are other toy dealers where, like, the husband runs the store, the wife runs the store, and then the other one has a real job. You know what I mean? This is all we do. So to keep a store like this full, it's a constant hustle because we can't order vintage G.I. Joes from a distributor.
Yeah.
We're always looking for the stuff. So no matter where we are, Brandon, the supermarket.
So you always have an eye out.
We're always looking. You have to be on a constant hunt.
If we're not buying, we're dying. So we're always buying.
There you go. Always be closing. So you guys don't really set up at cons or anything, but do you guys attend? You guys attend?
Absolutely.
Stuff? Yeah, before the pandemic. I mean, it's been pretty light for us since the pandemic started, but before the pandemic, we have certain shows we always go to. Delaware has some great toy shows 3 times a year. We always go to. And when conventions come around, always.
Yeah, we enjoy it. We're in the lifestyle. We don't do this because there's riches in it. We do this because we're passionate about it. Hopefully one day the riches come. And Action Number 1 falls out of some sort of
Detective 27.
Right, exactly. But honestly, we do this because we're still passionate about stuff, which is why we're still collectors ourselves.
Yeah, we're still collectors. So when we do shows, for me, it's hard sometimes to shop for the store and shop for myself simultaneously.
Yeah.
And the museum is all well and good, but it's hard for me sometimes. Like, I want to keep this. I want to keep this.
Museum.
That's why we do the museum, so that we can
bring people in. So what have you guys been? So you guys have been like working on like your personal collections, like all the D&D stuff. Is there any other sections of your personal collection that you guys have been like really looking to complete or getting close to?
I'm very close to completing my 82 to 94 G.I. Joe Real American Hero collection.
Okay.
I'm only like, 20 or 30 figures away and then some accessories. Only figures, loose complete. I'm not doing vehicles because they take up too much space. But I mean, there's a vast amount of figures between those years, especially, and I'm complete from like 82 to 92.
Oh,
but once you get to 93 and 94, in 93 they made so many figures and they have so many accessories, and now they're getting harder to come by than 1985 figures because there's a lot, I think, collectors like me who already knocked out the mean potatoes, you know, the early stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't.
So is that why? Why are 85 so hard to find? I'm not a big G.I. Joe.
Oh no, 85 is not hard to find. 85 is pretty easy to find, but that's like that's when they were making the most.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So right in 85, like I would say the golden years are like 83, 84, 85, 80, somewhere in there. 83,
like the height, like the peak of
those are the characters everybody knows. But those were they shipped the most to the stores of those. So completing that collection of those figures is pretty easy. Not cheap, but easy. There's a difference between cheap and easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have the money to spend, you can complete that really fast. But I don't want to spend money on like the 93s and 94s. I wasn't playing with G.I. Joes then.
I have the same problem with My Little Pony collection. You know, I have 99% complete collection up to like maybe like 1987 or 88, because that's when I was playing with them, and a lot of them were mine from when I was a kid. But after that point, they stopped. You know, like sci-fi, everything started being neon colors and eyeshadow up to here, and I got out of it. So now trying to recollect those, it's a little harder for me to want to spend money on the stuff that is really not as. I'm not as invested in it as I didn't play with it when I was a kid, but I still want it to be a completist
though. We're
completists. It's like it doesn't give you the nostalgia that the older ones do, but your other side of your brain's like, well, you got to complete it. This is the one you.
But I want to see what it looks like all done. I want to be able to say done. And then we also collect things we like. Like we really like the new Dune movie, so we went out and bought those new Dune figures. You know,
I collect collections. It's my problem, and a lot of the stuff I collect, I can't complete. Like I collect belt buckles. I can't complete that. I can't have every belt buckle ever made, but it's just I have to narrow it down to what I like.
We have
less broad.
We have like shelves around our TV and stuff where it's just like I have an Iron Giant. We have Alucard, you know,
Sephiroth.
Just characters we like.
We call it the hero shelf.
You know, the Kurgan from Highlander. You know, just characters we like and toys we dig that we just throw up there. You know, I'm not a Transformers collector, but I have a G1 Jetfire because I love the character and the mold of the toy and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just keep what we like and buy what we like.
So you're not like. Specific, like you do, like My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, and D&D. Those are like what you like, but you're not defined by just those three because you're like, you'll if something catches your eye.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Like
when I go to a show or a shop, those are the things I look for first to see if I can add something to my collection.
And lunch boxes. I also collect lunch boxes.
She collects
but it's another thing I can't complete. Like, I can't own every lunchbox ever made, and I wouldn't want to.
You can.
I could try.
Oh, you could.
I am trying, but
you need a warehouse.
I think I stopped. I hit 300. And I was like, I've got to scale this back.
A lot of lunches.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we moved not that long ago, last year. And in our old place, I had room in the kitchen up above the cabinets to have them all displayed up above.
Had room, or did I put shelves up there for you?
Well, there was room for you to create the shelves for me.
Right.
There you go.
When we moved, the ceilings are a little lower in our new apartment. So I don't have all that space. So I said to myself, I have to stop until we, you know, upscale again into a bigger spot. I can't stop. I'm never not buying. I don't know.
Is it strictly metal ones or strictly like 80s?
Oh no.
He's like, oh no. I try to stick to lunch boxes that I could have owned when I was a kid. So I did have metal lunch boxes that were hand-me-downs from my sister, who's a little older than me. Primarily plastic is like, I guess, my primary collection, but I have over 300. There's just so many.
Oh man, this daylight savings time BS is kicking my butt, man.
I can't. I literally.
I got off of work. I'm like, what time is it? It's like 4:30. I thought it was 8:30.
Are you an hour?
He's an hour
behind us, right? So it's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah. It's archaic, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. We should just pick Arizona and just stop it. Just like just not acknowledge it.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. So that's all the train of thought. The lunch boxes, do you have to have them complete with the thermos if they came with one, or just
I don't have to.
Good sticker.
I do prefer them to have the thermos, but because I display I have no way to display the thermoses. They stay inside, so I'm a little less picky about that. Especially if the lunchbox is a harder lunchbox to get, like say a Labyrinth lunchbox. If I ever found, it's one of my grails. If I have a thermos, great. If not, that's okay too.
Just to have it, just whatever.
Just to have it, and it displays great. Whether it's
but you won't make a mental note like, oh, I need a thermos for that. Like you do want them complete.
I mean, I wouldn't mind them complete, but if they're not complete, it wouldn't turn me off, especially if I don't have it already. And I could always upgrade in the future, which is something, you know, things always come in the store. So if I have a lunchbox that maybe has some rust or isn't complete, and then one comes in the store, I'm more than happy to swap out and then sell the lesser of the two.
Exactly. It's a placeholder.
Exactly. And I have no problem with that. Especially, like I said, it's not something I can ever complete. So it's just sort of like
I have like in-depth notes of broken down years of G.I. Joes. Like, all right, I have this figure, but I need his knife and his gun and his file card.
I have that for my pony collection because that is a finite thing that it can exist and I can complete it. But as far as like lunchboxes go, it's just they look great, they're colorful, they're awesome, and it's never going to be complete per se. So it's just an ever growing mass.
Just imagine Justin with his G.I. Joes like Charlie in the episode of Sunny, where he's like, "There's no Pepe Silva." He's just like trying to talk him through like.
The reference is lost on us.
No, the reference is lost over your head. All right.
I mean,
I'll send you the GIF later about it.
All right.
It looked like you, but not with the beard or anything, but just like how like fevered you'd be if you got really into explaining G.I. Joes to somebody. So kind of one of the last things I kind of want to wrap up with is 3 things. What did you think of What If? And are you more excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife or No Way Home?
Ooh.
We liked What If.
Don't speak for me.
I liked What If.
I liked What If.
I have to say though, I did like Loki more. I think.
Yes.
I like.
Oh, if you're judging all the shows.
Yeah, I think Loki was my favorite of the shows. What If was awesome.
So What If started out with a bang for sure. That I love the agent,
the Captain Carter
stuff.
Hydra Stomper, that was amazing.
Right? Yeah, totally cool. Some of the episodes were better than others. But the fact, I don't know, can we like spoil it kind of here?
Whatever. We've already talked about it, and I'm like, if you haven't streamed it,
I didn't see it coming until the Ultron episode. The fact that they bonded, dude, that evil Doctor Strange stuff and the multiverse, and then they tied it all together.
Yeah, as soon as that party for it,
beyond awesome.
Yeah.
I was super excited by the fact that it was not just a throwaway one episode here and there story.
Yeah,
that it was tied in, and then ties into the whole multiverse that's going to happen. Yeah. They're really getting us ready for this multiverse.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, like they exactly. Are. And I just love that it was like all of a sudden after like the end of the Thor episode, it's like all of a sudden you see Ultron coming with the Infinity Gems. It's like that's not good. And I wonder, and I was hoping, I hope they don't gloss over this. Yeah.
Yes. Like wow.
This is not gonna
so the fact that he was able to use that and jump through dimensions, and then the Watcher, it was really awesome.
I think the casting of the Watcher was amazing. Jeffrey Wright is awesome.
He's going to be a DC character and a Marvel character.
Yeah, he was awesome. I think I'm looking more forward to the Ghostbusters movie. I love Finn Wolfhard. I've been following his career forever, and he's just awesome. I can't wait to see this movie.
Creepy.
Not in a creepy way.
I just hate his guts because he gets to live out my childhood dream of wearing a proton pack and driving.
Yeah. I'm looking. So Ghostbusters for me. I love the first movie. Love it, but it's good enough. Mm-hmm. I don't need anything else. You know, the cartoon was cool because it was its own thing, but I was a little too old for it. So I didn't watch the 2016. Was it?
Oh,
I didn't even watch it.
You're
I don't really like Ghostbusters 2. You know,
that was more of a marketing and for the kids because it came out after the cartoon was big. But I love that.
I like that there's nostalgia. I like the fact that I think that the old Ghostbusters are going to be in it. Like, you know, Ray answers the phone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. I don't need it. Ghostbusters is good enough on its own.
It's a nice extra topic.
Right.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. But
so I'm more right now. I'm looking more forward to Far From Home because I'm enjoying the storytelling of the whole MCU.
Well, as soon as you see that pumpkin bomb roll across the street, I'm like,
bro,
oh,
I mean, yes.
Finally!
I can't wait to see what they do and who, if Miles is in it somehow. Like, there's so much because of the multiverse that they can introduce. I can't wait to see what they do with Toby and the cool one. Who was the
Alfred Molina?
No, the cool guy.
Alfred Molina.
No, the
Andrew
Social Network. Andrew Garfield. Right. He was too cool to be. He was like skating and stuff. He was like too cool.
Peter Parker's a geek.
Peter Parker should be like an awkward geek. But anyway, I'm really excited to see how the multiverse works with this, and I like the kid.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is great as Spider-Man.
Well, he's how you'd think a teenager would handle that type of responsibility, which is basically,
he looks like a high schooler. You know what I mean?
Like Tobey Maguire is like, why is that 40-year-old man?
Right. Yes.
So that's perfect for him to play.
I liked.
Yes.
Typically with the Tobey Maguire movies, the villains were really good. You know what I mean? Alfred Molina was amazing.
Kirsten Dunst was really cool.
I always forget his name.
The guy from Wings?
No.
The guy from Wings. He was a good Sandman.
The Green Goblin.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe was amazing. You know what I mean? So
the best gif ever came out of those movies with what's his face saying "so good" when he's eating the pie.
Oh yes,
I love that.
Or the other one. Like, I'm also an idiot myself too.
So good.
And then I'm excited for both of them. And the 2016 movie, I'm just it's its own universe. It's like a what if. I didn't see it. It's not tied into the multi because it's like they restarting it. It's whatever.
I have only ever fallen asleep in a movie once, and it was that movie. And I didn't even finish. Like I was okay.
Yeah, that was John Carter doing the Man from Mars thing or whatever. Like the one where it's like I fell asleep on it. I woke up and the movie was going. I'm like, this is still going, and I walked out. Like I wasted my $12. I was like, I'm out.
John Carter of Mars.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Which wasn't that Edgar Rice Burroughs? Yeah.
Did you? No, it was the guy from that
Conan guy, wasn't it?
No.
He was in Friday Night Lights. He was the guy.
Oh no, he's like the actor. I'm talking the writer.
Yeah, Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yeah, John Carter.
It's Taylor Kitsch, isn't it? He was John Carter.
Was he in Transformers or was
he was in Battleship.
That's right. I knew he was in some Hasbro movie.
Yes, and
they never made another. They've done Clue and they've done Battleship. I think that's all they need.
Yeah, we're good on the board game.
Battleship, not so much. I want a Monopoly movie where like Uncle Pennybags just like tries to take over the world.
It's called.
It's called 2016 to 2020.
Thank you. I wasn't gonna go there. But yeah, you nailed it.
Exactly. We lived Monopoly.
We certainly did. Well, I mean, we live in Atlantic City, where Monopoly is based on.
Yeah,
exactly. We live right outside of Atlantic City. Go to jail. Go directly to jail.
I did not collect $200 here.
That's right.
What did you guys think of the Flashpoint teasers?
So I don't even watch the DC TV stuff.
We started watching Titans.
Oh, we did watch Titans. That was really fun.
Yeah.
But you can't help, if you're in what we do, you can't help but know that Michael Keaton is going to play Batman again.
Yeah.
Like how exciting
you see that bat suit? Like you see the back of the bat suit? It's like,
totally. And you're
Batman Beyond. Ready to get a Batman Beyond.
Oh, he should be the old Bruce.
Yeah.
And introduce Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Like that would be amazing. I'm excited. I love the idea of all these people coming back. I want to see Arnold as Mr. Freeze again.
Then Tommy Lee has to work with Jim Carrey again. I can't stand your buffoonery.
Was that a bad? Did they not get along?
He just didn't like Jim Carrey, like the way he was over the top acting and stuff. And it was like some story he told, like he saw him, like they were filming and then they took a break and they went out to dinner. Like they went separately. He saw him and he's like, "Oh, hi, how's it going, Mr. Jones?" And then he leans over, it's like laughing, like weirdly laughing, like being like, and he leans over and he's like, "I hate you." He says it. I don't know why. It's like why? Like he's like, well, I can't. Then he says, "I can't sanction your level of buffoonery" or something like that.
So I mean, Tommy Lee Jones was pretty over the top in that movie too.
Yeah,
I mean, he really played it over the top as well. I mean, that's
it was a comic book movie. Everybody was over the top and neon and larger than life.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah. Ugh. Come on, Jesse the Body was in there.
Oh God.
Well, that was forever. Batman and Robin.
That was Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah, Batman and Robin was Robin with the ice skates.
Holy rusty metal.
They had the bat skates. That was like that was Batman 66, like no other. Like they anti-sharks. Did you guys
you can't get rid of a bomb?
Yeah. Did you guys get those, the McFarlane ones?
In the store we did. Yeah, they're awesome. I didn't. When McFarlane first announced his DC figures, he was like, "They're going to be 7-inch," and I was like, "Why are you doing them in a different scale than Legends?" If I collected this stuff, I'd want to mix and match. I want Batman in there, So I was like down. I was like dissing it. I was like, nah, it's stupid. He's doing 7-inch. But we got a collection in the store, and I was posing them and stuff, and they're awesome.
They're awesome, but the scale kills me. And McFarlane.
But okay, they're their own thing then.
McFarlane did that with his Walking Dead like dioramas, like the little like kind of Lego style.
They didn't fit with anything.
They didn't fit with anything. If they had been like 3 3/4. They would have been amazing, and he would have sold $1 billion.
Todd dances to the beat of his own drum.
I mean, okay, but give me a scale that I can.
But the figures are really. I mean, one thing that McFarlane toys typically used to lack was articulation. They always looked amazing. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? You could pose the hell out of these figures, and they still look really cool. So I dig them.
I just got all the bat suits. The bat armors, and then I got the Bane Build-A-Figure, and I'm like, that one looks like a Bane, like that looks like what Bane would look like. But I'm like, I just heard I heard bad things just about the joints and stuff of the Batman 66 figures, like they would break off, or like they weren't the Batcave set is like not to scale.
I haven't messed with it at all.
One last thing. So you guys said you're watching Titans. Do you guys like Young Justice?
No.
Like you guys haven't watched the cartoon or the cartoon ones at all?
No.
Not forever. We don't listen when
we do not have a ton of free time, and
but we do. But when we do, we like watch old stuff. Like
we just watched all of the James Bond movies. Daniel Craig James Bond leading up to the new one.
But like we don't watch much episodic stuff.
Especially if it's not over.
Yeah.
Like if an episodic thing isn't done and doesn't have a cohesive ending, I don't want to watch it.
Gotcha. You'd rather binge it.
I would. Yeah. So for instance, like I'll go back right now that what's his name just passed away from
Dean Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell. Yeah. I want to go back and rewatch Quantum Leap. That's the kind of TV we watch.
I would love
to. They've taken a couple episodes out of the ones where you find them on Netflix or Amazon. They don't have the finale.
Oh, really?
They end at the
so bad.
I know, but it puts a cohesive ending on it at least because it has a little text.
They never made it home. They spelled Sam's name wrong in the final title card. Their lead character of the show, they couldn't even spell his name correctly.
I never noticed that.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
Dr. Sam Beckett, and they missed the T. There's not enough T's in it.
Wow.
I was hoping the next leap was his leap home, but...
Well, I like that it turned out to not be about Sam.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be him. It was about Al. It was about him setting Al's life straight, which was a cool little thing.
Yeah,
but it causes a paradox because if he saves Al and fixes his
Al's
life,
never with him.
Al's not with him.
Anything with time is a paradox.
So that's
unless it's an Avengers movie.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Quantum Leap. I wish did they make anything for that besides like they didn't make anything.
Things like they made like mugs,
pins,
and stuff like that. They didn't really.
Never.
I wanted a Ziggy.
Did they ever show Ziggy?
They only show Ziggy in the episodes where Sam
is it a girl?
Back. Ziggy's
female, right?
Yeah. Well, Ziggy's the computer, so like, but there's a woman.
Oh, there is a woman there. Yeah.
But it meant like the actual, like the full little palm thing, that Al always had.
That's what they should have made as like the cosplay thing, because you could cosplay Sam anywhere. You could be anybody and say, "Oh, I'm Sam Beckett."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What a great show as a kid. Like, so that's the kind of TV we do. We'll get like on a kick and go watch. Like, we're watching an old show called Poirot. It's basically Agatha Christie detective.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah,
from like
okay,
the 80s and 90s. It was on like PBS.
Well, it ran from the 80s all the way until like 2013.
So we've been binging that. That's the kind of TV we watch. We find weird.
Yeah, I remember I watched a couple episodes of that, and my sister got mad because she was a big Agatha Christie fan for some reason in high school. She's like, "It ruins it for me. I can't have him looking like that. I need to have him what he looks like in my head."
He's perfectly cast.
I know.
Well, that's what when you're reading a book, anybody can be.
Yeah.
You know, when you're reading a book, you can imagine Timothée Chalamet as Hercule Poirot. You know, it doesn't have to be. You have no idea what somebody
he's from the show. That's the Hercule.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. But so you guys mainly like to go back and binge stuff. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm feeling like this, or like I just got reminded of this cartoon or this show or this. You know.
Right. Then we get on a kick. We're like, oh, remember that? Well, let's go watch that. You know.
And sometimes our ADD kicks us off the plot. Like we started watching Miami Vice. We got 2 seasons in, and we're just like, and we just went on to the next thing. We watched Sopranos, like 4 seasons.
I couldn't get through Sopranos as an Italian guy from New Jersey.
Yeah,
I couldn't get through Sopranos.
We were only like a season away from the end, and we were like,
You
we
guys
started watching Peaky Blinders.
Well, a lot of TV just becomes the same story. You know, they tell the same story in the next season just because they figured out their formula. And Peaky Blinders really became like a formula, I think.
I've been ruined by shows that end badly. Like a show will be amazing for however many seasons and then kind of like and then just end. Like Alf. It just ended on a cliffhanger and they never resolved it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Game of Thrones.
Well, Game of Thrones is the same thing. It was great for 5 seasons, then it was crap.
It's 5 seasons of some of the best TV ever.
Those 5 seasons spoiled us, me personally. Same thing with Breaking Bad. Like, I don't want to watch TV unless it's this epic. Yeah,
we're waiting on Better Call Saul to end. But we do watch things on like Netflix, and we're still waiting on.
Yeah, I try not to.
Oh, Castlevania, we love.
So good.
Witcher, we love.
I cannot wait. Well, that's based on books that are like finite.
I'm very excited about the live action Cowboy Bebop.
That's soon.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah,
that's really.
It looks
like the show.
It looks like they're honoring the anime. Yeah. I hope they don't try and be the anime too much because that's a moment in time. And
I think
thing.
Oh, I think that the fact too that they didn't whitewash the roles and stuff. It's like the main guy, John Cho. It's like, all right, not gonna be some white guy. It's gonna be an actual Asian guy.
Yep.
You know, I was glad to see that.
Yeah. Same.
So hopefully they'll be able to honor the anime and the manga, but still keep it fresh. You know.
Yeah, if they keep it fresh, but like still have the like kind of hip irreverent vibe.
Yeah.
You know, well, if you saw the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer
looked
like, amazing.
You know, pushing the boxes out and like, you know, that it was really interesting. I have high hopes for it. Also the Avatar show. I don't know if that. Here's the thing. These cartoons, anime, you know, are so well done, but people who aren't really into anime or cartoons think that it's not relevant unless it's a live action thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Avatar doesn't need to be made into a live action.
Yeah, there's some people that don't.
It never has to.
Animated stuff is relevant, and
it's such a great arc by itself, and an adult can go watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I had never seen it before, and it was on Netflix, I think, like last year, and we watched the whole thing, and I loved it.
I had watched it a couple times through already, and she was like, "What is this? Is it good?" And I was like, "Oh, it's good."
He's like, "There's a goth kid in it. You'll love it."
Yeah, I knew she would. Like Snoop Dogg. And I wish I was Uncle Iroh. I mean,
you are Uncle Iroh. Come on.
You're whitewashing him though.
You gotta drink more tea though.
Yes.
always. That's your answer to everything. Just
Mako was so perfect in that role. It's a shame he passed and didn't get to finish it. But man, some of the best writing ever. Man, was like the Tales of Ba Sing Se episode. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, he goes and honors his dead son. You're like, oh my God, this is a cartoon I'm watching, and I'm like crying.
Cartoons it was deep. Kids. Yeah. And a lot of people kind of dismiss animated stuff, assuming it's for kids. But I think with things like Castlevania and the new Witcher prequel and things like Avatar,
Castlevania was like it got beyond adults at one point. You're just like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
hey, just like the like a lot of that generation cartoons, they snuck in some heavy stuff, especially because it's such a, you think it's happy just because of the way Aang is, and the way Sokka is, and it's like, right, but there's actual real stuff. Like this kid was like Zuko, like he was abused as a kid, like he,
totally.
His uncle's the only one that cared for him, really,
Yep.
His sister's a sociopath. It's like,
Totally.
Yeah.
He realized, and you see his journey realizing that his uncle loved him like unconditionally,
just like his
no
mom
one else did, right? Well, his mother, but you don't even know what happened with his mother. And then like Aang is struggling with like he knows he has this responsibility, and he knows that he messed up by like going away, and there's heavy themes in it, and it's a story really well told. That's Dave Filoni. It's Dave Filoni. You know what I mean?
Now everyone's going back to watch it because like, I love The Mandalorian and I love Clone Wars, and when I love this or Rebels and stuff. You guys ready for Book of Boba as we wrap it up?
That's so true. There's so much good stuff coming.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I know so much good stuff. It's like the way they ended the Mandalorian that season. It's like, all right, this is going to be big. We're finally going to get Boba. He's going to get the service that he deserves.
I hope
we haven't talked on here since then. The end of Mandalorian was everything I ever needed from Star Wars.
I got spoiled.
You see what color that? Like, as soon as you see the X-wing, it's like, come on.
No. So, I thought it was a red herring. The X-wing pulls in, and I'm like,
it can't be.
Okay. Maybe it's Ezra Bridger.
Because the movies, because the new trilogy went so far away from, making Luke a hero and like giving us what the old fans what they wanted. Like purposefully, they didn't give the old fans what they wanted. You know what I mean? They were purposefully going in a different direction. So I was like, oh, they're not going to do that. No way. And then I see the black cloak, and I'm like, nah.
And then you see the one glove.
And I saw the glove, and I was like,
nah.
Well, as soon as you see the hilt, though, it's like,
when that saber opened up, I lost my shit.
He was literally crying. I had already been spoiled, so I was I was trying to not show any emotion on my face because I didn't want to like spoil him.
When he takes off his hood, though, I was like, "Whoa!" I thought they were gonna get Sebastian Stan, but I was like, "Okay, you're gonna do CGI. At least they did it well."
They did a good job, right?
They did a good job.
It's all I needed. Star Wars could have ended right there for me. I'm like,
they did a serviceable job to the CGI.
Let me tell you something. After the new trilogy of movies, I was kind of washed my hands because the way they told the story, it kind of crapped on the Skywalker saga before it. Darth Vader kind of died for no reason because there were still emperors. He didn't sacrifice himself. So it upset me, and I was like, not that I needed Luke to be the hero or anything like that, but because the story disassembled the previous story.
It was basically saying everything that we grew up with was crap and that we're idiots for liking it. It's like, okay. So at least J.J. Abrams started out like, oh, good, and then it was kind of like they should have just kept it like George Lucas did, all three. Just like, but it was like, oh, this guy's going to do this, but this guy's going to do this. Oh, crap, it didn't work that well. This third guy, well, you got to undo everything.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Exactly. But
it was an incoherent
mess. So The Mandalorian like saved Star Wars for me.
Yeah.
Because it felt like Star Wars. It was reverent, but it didn't like mess with what came before it. It was its own thing. And listen, man, I don't know if you didn't fall in love with Grogu, with Baby Yoda. When
You're an inhuman monster.
He touches his face. When he touches Mando's face, dude, that little Muppet.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if he's going to be in the next season. Grogu's arc might be over. That might be it.
I mean, he survived.
We'll never hear from him again.
And it was the timeline works out that he was at the academy, right? During during Darth Vader.
Kylo Ren may have killed Grogu.
Yeah, did Kylo Ren kill Grogu?
We don't know.
Yeah. But I remember they had like someone made a meme of like Anakin texting Grogu. It's like, oh, you've always been nice to me. Don't come to the academy tomorrow. Like, right before he kills everybody in there.
No, he wouldn't have been at the academy then because that's after.
Because he was 50 there, right? Oh yeah, no,
he would have been at Luke's academy when he's training Kylo Ren.
It would have been Kylo.
Yes. Okay.
Or Grogu might have been grown up and gone by then. And
grown up? He's 50 already. And he's this big.
Well, he might have been old enough to go off on his own by then. I'm excited to see what they do with Ahsoka. I loved seeing Ahsoka in the show.
I'm
sorry we went all here.
I'm kind of over Star Wars, and I'm fully into Dune. I'm just
full of Dune now. Are you very happy with how they kind of redeemed it? Because it always got crapped on because of the movie, and it's like everyone, and the Sega game that's impossible to play. But
I've never played it.
Oh God,
like ET level of impossible?
It's really hard.
It's hard. It's almost there. It's co-host Chad has it, and we tried to play it. Like, no, this isn't working. We'll just play like X-Men.
Yeah.
But real quick,
the movie was great.
Oh, the movie. So you're all in on Dune. Justin, you're ready for some of the extra Star Wars universe to be expanded upon?
Yeah, absolutely. I need to catch up on some things. I was watching The Bad Batch, but I realized I need to finish the final season of Clone Wars because that's where they introduced them. So I want to go back and watch that before I finish watching The Bad Batch.
Okay. Everyone's loving Bad Batch.
Yeah, it was. I saw like the first couple episodes, and I was like, oh, I didn't watch the new final Clone Wars season. There was an old final Clone Wars season, which was terrible because it was rushed.
Yeah.
So I need to go back and watch the new final Clone Wars season. What was that? The one with Ahsoka? Yeah, that's the one with Ahsoka. And so I am almost done that.
Okay. And then as we wrap up, where can we find you guys again?
Oh, we're all over the web. Our handle is no. Well, technically, yes, but no.
OnlyFans of toys.
Yes, no. Farpoint Toys, all one word, lowercase, 2 T's in the middle. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. What else?
Twitch.
Oh, we are on Twitch every Sunday at 5:00 Eastern. We do our Bartertown live stream. Come for the conversation, stay for the toys, or vice versa. We do a little bit of selling, a little bit of talking, and that's on Twitch, YouTube.
We do a little bit of selling and a lot of talking.
Oh, you can get good things. Yes, you can get great things like this. I never thought I'd ever find one.
Awesome.
That's awesome. What else? What else do we do?
Well, we do all kinds of stuff.
We're all over the place. Yeah. Our social media, just follow us. We're most Facebook, Instagram is where we do most of our talking.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Yes, join the Patreon Facebook group. It's a great place to find good deals.
Yeah, it's a secret little VIP group on Facebook where everybody kind of trades, and we put special stuff in there sometimes.
New stuff when it comes in goes to our VIPs first, so they get first dibs. Whenever we have our live sales on Sundays, they always get a sneak peek of what we're doing. When we do like videos and stuff, they're all involved, and it's
our next project is we took a ton of footage on our cross-country trip.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna put all that footage together and probably do like 3 or 4 episodes of the trip itself.
And we want to write a book. Yeah. We want to write a book to go along with it.
Nostalgineering across America, man, because we stopped at like hundreds of places, like antique stores, toy stores, flea markets, thrift stores.
And the coolest thing about being in the age that we are is like when you write a book, you don't necessarily at first have to get it like published in a book. You could be like, we're going to release it to Kindles and
Yes. Yep. Totally. You just go right self-publish through Amazon. Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we're definitely going to look out for that book, and then you said 3 or 4 episodes of your trip.
Paul Brown from X Comic Trips is going to help us edit some stuff together to make it fun.
Yep.
Nice. All right, we'll definitely look forward to that. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, of course. We love it.
Brandon.
All right.